Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at a game called Chelnov Atomic Runner, created by Data East in 1988, and this was suggested by a YouTube user who I guess prefers to go by Sid, C-I-D. But at any rate, this is a really difficult game to get used to. There are three buttons, one jumps, one shoots, and one turns around to face the other way, and you are constantly being pushed forward as the game scrolls, whether or not you stop or keep moving. Here is the story with really bad English, but I guess you're a Soviet miner, M-I-N-E-R, and because of an accident he's given these special powers. And you can collect these weapon up items, and you can jump really, really high. Turning down devilish Desterian's enchanting solicitation. What? Go ahead and fight Chelnov, the invincible warrior. Chelnov. But, yeah, it's a pretty hard game, and it's very long. Just one single level takes a long time to get through. And there's so many enemies that attack you, and you're a one-hit kill. But you can bounce off most enemies' heads. You can jump on them and bounce off their head, like in the NES Rygar, if you remember that game. But note that there are various weapon ups. Those enemies will sometimes drop weapon ups or speed ups. When it says up, that usually just increases like the size of your weapon or the strength of it or how far it travels. But even the enemies that drop you weapon ups can kill you if you just touch them directly instead of bouncing on their heads. There will sometimes be mini-bosses during a level, like that guy. And there's missile weapon-ups. You don't want to fall through the ground, or land in water, or lava, or whatever. And sometimes there won't be any ground, and you have to bounce on enemy heads. Died falling in the water. We'll go ahead and get started. Yeah, I'm not really crazy about this game because of the length. It's just so darn long. And it's very, very, very difficult. You have to pretty much master the art of turning around to get particularly far in this game. And again, there are three buttons. One is to jump, and one is to fire, and one is to turn around. There is a fireball-like weapon upgrade, and I got a jump upgrade. And again, the ones that say up, you can increase like the size of your firepower, how far it travels. But if you even touch the enemies that give you the power-ups, they'll kill you. That hand, do not bother trying to destroy it. It takes way too many shots. Just jump over it or jump onto it and bounce off of it. Ah, crap. Sometimes enemies will come from behind and you won't be ready for them. Ooh, I just shot that guy in time. That's a nice big fat laser. Let's turn around and face the enemies coming from behind me, and turn around again. But you shoot those candles to get weapon ups, and here's one of the mini boss guys. There will be a regular boss a little bit later on. He'll give you a nice bonus if you can destroy him in time. And if you can't, I think he just goes away on his own. kind of a weird game. The music, much of the music seems like they reused it for the game Midnight Resistance, as Midnight Resistance came out a year later. And I have Midnight Resistance on my top 20 from 1989 list, because it really is a pretty awesome game. I'm not even to the boss yet. This game is really long. And there's like, I think, 7 or 8 different stages. So it's really hard to stick with this game. Here you can just fall down. The game will let you. There we go. Yikes. Watch out for the guys. Ah, crap. Coming from behind. Like they just did. Yeah, you've really got to get used to the art of turning around. Now here you have to blast these spheres enough to destroy them, and then you have to carefully bounce over them and then bounce on top of them and then make it to the other side over the fiery pit. And I'm almost to the boss. To bounce on those guys. And here's the boss. He's this dragon thing that comes out of the wall. The hardest thing, will stay back from his flames because they can reach really far. The hardest thing is to time it just right. You gotta time your jump just right before he can strike. And it's like, right as he touches the wall, maybe jump in preparation for him striking at you. And there I beat that first boss. Keep running. Now we go to level 2. But the levels are so long. I did not get very far in this game, and I really don't care. I'm not crazy about it. I think it's just too hard. The levels are too long, and you really should be given a life bar, not just a one-hit kill. And now I have these boomerang shots. And don't bother trying to destroy the hand, even though you can if you have the right weapon. And there is one weapon that'll destroy him quickly, which is nice. And that weapon is this otherwise incredibly crappy flying shield. That weapon's nice too. Ah, god damn it. You can continue in this game after you put your initials in. I chose not to, just so my initials could be put in, I guess. You have a short time to do so. When the hand reaches the 12, then you run out of time. But I'll show you the rest of the game in just a moment. But first, there was an Super Nintendo game called Fighter's History Mizoguchi Kiki Ippatsu or something like that. But the boss at the end of that game is Chelnov. And there's a picture of him. He shoots Mizoguchi with a fireball shot. And the music in that stage is borrowed from Chelnov Atomic Runner. Now here's later on in the level that I died. I used invincibility here just to speed up the gameplay. And you face the boss that was seen in the demo. I don't know what the hell that is. some weird dragon or monster or something with an iron mask rising out of the lava with a fire. And, not far from here is the boss of that level. Yeah, when you have the jump power-ups, you can jump really high. And here's a chain sickle, whatever that is, or no, a mace on a chain attack. And there's another power-up that gives you like 2 maces to fling at once, I think it was, or maybe it was 3. That weapon is kind of nice. And then there's the fireball with the power-up that made the fireballs bigger and travel further. But yeah, they really need... There's big boomerangs. They really needed to have a life meter for you and not just make you a one-hit kill. Now when you hear the music change, you know that the boss is coming up. And this boss is some weird statue thing, like an Incan statue. You have to shoot out both of his eyes. And he'll drop these falling something or other projectiles. You bounce off his head and then go to the other side and take out his eyeballs. There we go. You can't destroy his head, which flies off, and you will face him later. And then we go to the city. This definitely sounds like it was lifted from this game and put in Midnight Resistance. And again, Midnight Resistance is a great, great game. It's a lot like Contra, but it's better, I think. The weapons are really cool. If you've never played that, give it a shot. It's a great game. And we're gonna skip forward a bit and look at the last boss of this level. And it's this helicarrier that drops off these enemies. You take it out and then you go to the next level. See that whole street thing, that's not like multiple levels on that. That's just one whole level and then go all the way down to the bottom left there, which is good because the levels are long as it is. And there's it's two maces on chains. It's still kind of a nice weapon. And you can drop off here. And I'll skip ahead to the boss in a moment. Oh no, it's a mini boss. You have to destroy this guy while you're jumping over the fire pit. And again, if you can help it, try to destroy those mini bosses because they're worth a lot of points. Not long after that will be the boss. I did destroy that hand, but it's really not worth trying. Then you face another this Incan statue. You have to destroy his head once you destroy his eyeballs. And you can hurt his head by bouncing on it. And his body tries to corner you. I killed him. Keep running. And on the next level there will be these giant hammers. There's that shield thing that you can fire, which really sucks, other than killing the hand things quickly. I got the 3 maces on chains and the giant boomerangs. Giant boomerangs take out those whatever those were, column things. They take them out real quick. And then near the boss will be a bunch of those hand things. So you just gotta bounce on them. Then there's this flying dragon thing. You gotta shoot its body multiple times. Watch out for its head. Yeah, this game really needed a life bar. Trying to get anywhere as a one-hit kill really sucks. Well, that's that boss. We'll move on to the next level. And here's another long fiery pit where you have to bounce on the enemies' heads to get by. which is kind of difficult. And then we'll look at the boss. He's a giant robot, and he'll shoot at you until his parts come off, and then you have to shoot the center part. Again, I have invincibility because I just wanted to get this game over with quickly. Just show you some key parts of the levels. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. I'm doing a little bit of pre-spring cleaning, so my weekends aren't as lazy as I'd like them to be. I guess I destroyed him. And now we go on to, I think, the final level. And there's another area where you have to bounce on enemy heads, I think. Yep. Actually, there's a mini-boss you can bounce on his head. And it's this guy again. I don't know what the hell that is. I'm guessing it's like a dragon in an iron mask. But shortly after that is the boss, and he's lifted from the Alien movies. And you have to strike him multiple times. And he's got a sword. And then shortly during your fight, you will take it to the top of the Statue of Liberty and resume there. And then when you do defeat him, once and for all, the game will end. And you'll see him blow up on the Statue of Liberty. And I beat him. Yeah, Chelnov's a little far from his home. Was in Russia. Now he's in New York. Poor Chelnov, the coal minter. You can make mint out of coal? Wow. And here's the ending. You're gonna see a list of the characters with incredibly stupid names. Subisa, Tuwama Colby, Zufurima. Okay, you have fun reading these. I'm done. Yeah, that looks like a rabbit. You're attacked by a rabbit partway through the game. But that is Chelnov Atomic Runner by Data East in 1988. I have never seen this game in arcades before. But he was suggested by YouTube user, well, he has a different name. It's Christopher something or other, but he wanted to be called Sid, C-I-D, based on the Final Fantasy character. But yeah, this game really needed a life bar instead of being a one-hit kill. But again, this Chelnov was seen as the boss of the Super Nintendo game Fighter's History Mizoguchi. I can't remember the rest of it, but it was a spin-off of Fighter's History for the Super Nintendo. But Chelnov was a final boss in it. But that was Chelnov Atomic Runner by Data East in 1988. This was probably on some of the greatest hits type collection series for Data East for like home ports and maybe PC. But that was Chelnov Atomic Runner by Data East in 1988. Difficult game. Well, this is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching Chelnov Atomic Runner by Data East in 1988. Now we'll catch you later with another video. See you then, folks. Bye-bye.